Hello, I'm Austin West, and this is West of the Edge. Last year, E3 2017 was kind of lame. There were some hardware announcements, Anthem was announced, and Bethesda announced The Evil Within 2, a sequel to a game that I not only didn't care about, but I'd never really even heard about. It was bad. Almost everyone I talked to and everyone online were disappointed. This year, however, is a different story. Let's start with what's expected from the press conferences. EA takes the stage first at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday, June 9th. Anthem is probably the biggest thing we know about at this point. We should be getting a lot more information on it. As far as other games go, there may be some surprises, but as big as EA is, they've made a lot of enemies this year and need some goodwill. A Dragon Age 4 announcement may be that goodwill since they murdered the Mass Effect franchise, BioWare's other baby. Microsoft takes the stage on Sunday, June 10th at 4 p.m. Eastern. Gears of War will probably be one of Microsoft's new games. There is a possibility they'll announce a new Fable game. It would have to be good. Fable games have always overpromised. A new Halo game may also come up. Halo always does pretty well. I'm sure there'll be a few more surprises from Microsoft. It will be a big show. Bethesda's the big dog this year, at least in the E3 pre-hype. Last year, Bethesda's conference was much shorter than normal and very weak. This year may be totally different. Rage 2 will be shown. There'll be a lot better things to be seen. By the way, there's some pretty creepy looking actors, I have to say. Fallout 76 was a surprise, but is it a pleasant surprise? A multiplayer Fallout set just 20 years after the Holocaust. It will involve base building, but what else? Rumors say that Bethesda will not allow outside mods for this game. Only the Creation Club, will be allowed for modding. That will not sit well with Bethesda's modding community. Now for the good news. Will they announce a new actual Fallout game? Maybe. The rumor mill says that Bethesda will announce almost everything they're working on, and we know they're working on Fallout 5. Fingers crossed. Will they announce Elder Scrolls 6 or Skyrim 2.0? That seems very likely. Maybe. Everyone has been waiting for our new Elder Scrolls for a long time. And then there's Starfield. This ghost of a game is almost completely unknown. We won't even know if it actually exists. That's why I'm showing footage from the greatest sci-fi movie of all time, Turkish Star Wars. But if Starfield does exist, and it is what we think it is, it could be a game changer, if you'll pardon the pun. There have been a number of leaks about Starfield going back as far as just before E3 2017. One very recent leak, however, may give us some ideas. Supposedly Bethesda is going to show us something that will make us fall out of our chairs. I doubt that kind of amazement will come from a new Fallout game, but imagine a space game set in the Fallout universe with a huge number of procedurally generated solar systems. Procedurally generated by people who genuinely know what they're doing. Imagine a huge number of weapons, Borderlands style. Imagine building your own ships, bases, and/or space stations. My prediction, this will be the biggest game of E3. Square Enix shows up at 1 p.m. Eastern on Monday. Dragon Quest XI looks pretty awesome. And Shadow the Tomb Raider should be pretty good as well. But Kingdom Hearts 3 should be the biggest news. When is this freaking game coming out? 2025? Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating. Probably soon. Maybe. Kotaku suggested it was about time for Final Fantasy XVI. Now that will be probably coming out in 2025. Ubisoft makes their big play at 4 p.m. on Monday. Division 2 will be shown for whatever that's worth. It could be an improvement. Skull and Bones could be a real winner. A really cool pirate game would be interesting, but not if it's in the seas only. A little landlubber action would be much better. New Assassin's Creed set in ancient Greece, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, could be pretty impressive. It has my attention, but where are they going with this? Will the next Assassin's Creed be in the Neolithic? Imagine, Assassin's Creed Neanderthal. Beyond Good and Evil 2 could also be amazing. It's supposed to be open world set on multiple planets. I've waited a long time for this game. A long time. The PC Gaming Show will be at 6 p.m. Eastern on Monday. Although there's not much to go on, they have stated that, quote, This year's PC gaming show will have more unannounced games, unrevealed trailers, and new footage than any previous year, unquote. Expect a lot of VR games since Oculus Rift is one of the sponsors. Sony starts their show at 9 p.m. Eastern on Monday, June 11th. Spider-Man will continue the Spider-Man game franchise with, hopefully, a fresh new take. Last of Us 2 looks to be absolutely heartbreaking. It should be as good as the first game with even more intensity. Looking forward to it. Days Gone will be definitely showcased. After all, we need another zombie apocalypse. Days Gone looks really, really good. Death Stranding is Kojima's new game, and that should be interesting. It's not my cup of tea, but it will be interesting. Ghost of Tsushima will be a wild card. It's a supposed realistic game about samurai. I don't know, but it could be a surprise winner. Lastly, there's a 10% chance that Sony will announce the PlayStation 5. It seems unlikely, but there's been a lot of chatter from the game makers about next-gen consoles. Nintendo does their thing at noon Eastern on Tuesday, June 12th. A new Pokemon game, Pokemon Let's Go, is their biggest promotion. But I'm more interested in Bayonetta 3. I thoroughly enjoyed Bayonetta 1. I didn't play Bayonetta 2. Third time's a charm. That pretty much covers the press conferences. There are a few more games I'd like to talk about. Although all three will probably show up in one or more of the aforementioned pressers, I think they all deserve some extra treatment. Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming out this year, and it will be really huge. We know a lot about it already, but there are at least as much we don't know. We should see gameplay and at least a new trailer. More extra info would be great as well. Cyberpunk 2077 is the game I'm most excited about that I know about, anyway, at least. We know CD Projekt Red will be showing the game off this year, and we expect at least a new trailer. They'll be showing off gameplay behind closed doors. Come on, CD Projekt Red, have a little mercy. Borderlands 3 has not been mentioned at all lately. Suppose there will be no talk of Borderlands 3 at E3 this year, but I have a theory about that. What if it's not its name? Couldn't they announce Borderlands Universe? Yes, I know it's a far reach. That pretty much covers what I've got to say. I plan on posting a number of videos next week during and after E3. Check back with me and subscribe if you like what you see and hear. This was Austin West, and this is West of the Edge.